Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. I want to do a little quick screen check. Can everybody see my full screen right now?
Yes, sir, we do.
Yep.
Excellent. It is a full screen and an unobstructed screen,
Yes, sir.
and we have a total of 4 participants. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes,
Which I can name all 4 of them by their first names.
sir. So happy you can.
So I guess what I'm doing, let me give it a couple of minutes to see if we have any stragglers. Otherwise, it may seem like this tonight was not really promoted.
Yeah, he says it's live on YouTube also,
Aha.
which we
Okay.
can't see. We can't see them. I can't.
No. Excellent. I see that we're
And
live
you,
on YouTube. And what like I said, I'm going to give it a couple of minutes. I know that we changed up the schedule on everybody. And for those of you who may or may not know that this is kind of like the meeting before the meeting. We have another meeting at 8 p.m. and hopefully the person that invited you also gave you that link, as well as that will be a separate link from this one. So let's see here. We got one more. And
they're probably on YouTube because I don't see them here.
okay. Like I said, I'm going to give it to like 7:03, 7:04, and then I am going to dive right into it and walk right through it. And if nothing else, it'll be a great rehearsal. And perhaps because it's on YouTube, it'll be recorded and other people will also get the benefit.
That's right. And your video is not playing, just in case you wanted to.
Okay. Okay. For today, I'm going to leave it that way. Just refuel on a little water here. Make sure that I don't dry up in the middle of the speech here. So we're live on YouTube. We could be nationwide, coast to coast, country to country.
That's right.
And it's ironic because as some of our radio listeners know, that I do a live broadcast over Facebook. And Facebook at one time used to show you and tell you who was on. Today, unless those people interact, post, comment, or literally type in and say hi, I have no idea whether I'm talking to 1 or 100.
Ah,
So it's kind of like what I'm experiencing right now, being live on YouTube, but via another channel. So anyway, it is 7:03. And I am going to get started. Welcome everybody tonight to our presentation about MWR, what I often refer to on my radio show as our Financial Edge Academy. And I'll tell you that Financial Edge Academy is powered by MWR, or Make Wealth Real. MWR Financial is the parent company name. And this is a company that I'm real excited to share with you, and why we partnered up with them is exactly because they have a new way to build wealth, a way that is much more accessible to people. It is much more understandable, and most important, it is backed up by the experts in all the fields, from our accounting and CPAs, from our financial planning and CFPs. Nationwide, coast to coast, in all 50 states, we've got experts to help every individual, whether they have $2 in their wallet or whether they have $2 million in their bank account. Whether you're on either end or in between, building wealth isn't what it used to be, right? Especially in today's economy, technology is advancing faster than ever. Artificial intelligence is replacing people's job. That's right, I said replacing. Now, I tell you, I cringe every time I hear somebody say, don't worry, AI isn't going to take your job. People who use AI will take your job. And yet, remember the last time you saw a toll booth operator, a manufacturer of mouse wires, a file cabinet manufacturer? None of those jobs are coming back. And as AI takes on and can literally replace certain easily repeatable routine jobs, AI will get better and better and start taking more and more jobs. The jobs that are going to be created, we haven't even imagined yet. But to sit idle and think that AI and to not care and not be aware of AI. And what's really cool is that I'm going to show you a little bit of AI a little later on today. But here's the fact, right? Artificial intelligence is replacing people's jobs while reshaping entire industries in real time. Speaking of which, my industry, the real estate industry, has been forever a lagging industry in terms of technology, in terms of systems. Up until the pandemic, people were selling houses in the early 2000s the same exact same way that they were in the early 1950s and 1960s, right? Someone would hop in a car, go drive, look at a house. No one would ever buy a house without seeing the house inside in person. And today, property is being bought and sold online, sight unseen. Things are being done by remote. Things are being done automated. And so, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Eric Willner. I am the host of America's longest running daily radio show. It's a real estate show that started back in 1999. So I've seen a few things going along the way. And one of the big improvements, one of the really neat resources that have come my way is exactly MWR, and it has become a beautiful tool for the real estate professional, whether you're a mortgage broker, a real estate agent, or a financial advisor. Because you see, right now, what we're experiencing is a transformation, right? And a world disruption is going on and everybody's going crazy, either for or against AI. But the bottom line is, at the same time all of this noise is going on, the divide, the gap between the haves and the have-nots keeps getting wider every single year. In fact, I recently read a research paper showing that back in I think it was the 1970s, the average home was approximately 3 times a person's salary. Today, it's approximately 6 to 7 times the person's annual salary. So it just goes to show you that the proportion that job income or salaries has not kept up with the growth of real estate. Inflation on top of that has contributed to all of that. But see, it raises some very important questions, right? How do some people keep thriving financially while others struggle just to keep up? And you think about it, we all have 24 hours in a day. Me, you, Elon Musk, and everybody else has 24 hours a day. Why is it that one person is able to do phenomenal things, incredibly massive, scalable things, while others can barely make use of the hour of the day? And here's the word. The answer in one single word is leverage. Leverage. People who thrive financially aren't working harder. They simply have access to systems, to resources, to strategies, experts, and assets that allow their money plus their efforts to compound, keyword, remember that one, and work harder than they do. You see, it isn't just about one person. J. Paul Getty was famous for saying, I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 1,000 people than 100% of my own. And think about that for a minute. To have 1%, and I'm going to talk to you how to have more than 1% of the efforts of 100 people. But see, unfortunately, this information, what we're teaching now, is not taught in schools. In school, they don't teach you about managing your money, about investing, about compounding, about having good relationships with your family and your spouse. None of these important things are being taught in school. And most people never are shown how these systems, the money game and finances, how they work, or even how to access them. So money obviously plays a vital role. It is the central conversation. Think about it. We all either think about or talk about money several times every single day. But it's not because everybody wants money. It's not just money that people want. They want what money can get them, the universal exchange. They want to be able to have money so they can have time freedom, so that they can have predictable income, because we all know we got predictable expenses. We want to have peace of mind, right? To be able to rest and know that the money part is handled. They want to have the ability to live life on their own terms. How many people have told you that their goal is to do what they want to do, when they want to do it, with who they want to do it, and how they want to do it, where they want to do it? And that's really what people want. They're looking for lifestyle. So imagine being able to build that lifestyle without having to work extra hours, take on second and third jobs, without having to take on massive risks and leverage and, play the stock market or the lottery for that matter. Imagine being able to build wealth and have a lifestyle without sacrificing your current lifestyle, right? Because what we're doing today definitely impacts our future. But let's ask this what if question. What if you could build wealth without using your existing income, right? Most of you, if not all of you here today, are currently working. But about a third of your income goes to pay taxes, 20 to 30%, sometimes more. About a third or more of your income, between 30 and sometimes as much as 50% of your income goes to housing, right? So interest and finance charges, when you add in cars, RVs, boats, student loans, credit cards, the average American pays 34.5 cents of every dollar earned in finance and interest charges. Now imagine if you could build wealth. What if you could reduce some of those expenses? Instead of paying 20, 30% to taxes, what if you could pay 5 or 10 or maybe 0? What if you can, instead of paying 30 to 50% of your income to housing and financing expenses, you could spend half that? What if you could invest, and instead of waiting for your measly savings account to compound slowly at pathetic bank rates without waiting decades and without having to go to get a PhD in finance and figure all of this stuff out for yourself? What if you could make a system work for you? In fact, having experts, vetted, reliable, already tested experts working for you the same way that they work for the wealthy families and the institutions that they were designed for. Well, the reason that they have it is because they have a lot of assets. So these experts want to work for large sums of assets. And by putting together a pool, a membership that you're going to listen and hear about today, we have the same attention of the same caliber experts that they have, now you have. So this is where everything changes. Sometimes I call MWR the Costco of finances. You see, MWR exists to help you, to assure, educate, enable, and empower you to get that time freedom, have more control over your daily schedule, to have financial independence, residual and passive income. And like I said, income is the outcome that matters. Income coming in residually month after month is the same that you need to pay the expenses residually month after month. And we're going to show you how to get there and get faster results. Why? I gave you the answer right in the first beginning of our presentation. We're talking about leverage that gives you access and accelerates your progress. And we're going to do it safer and smarter, using managed risk and using expert-driven processes, getting expert-driven results. This, my friends, is what MWR is all about. It's not theory. It is already proven. MWR, if you haven't heard of it before, you're going to hear about it soon, over and over again. Around since 2017, it's already working for thousands of people all across the country. And MWR is designed to be a better way to build wealth. a better way for you to be able to not only, save money, more money, make more money, protect your money even better. And we've got ways to show you exactly how to do that, the way that the wealthy do. But MWR's created a unique way, and this is something that was new to me as well. Something that will outperform virtually every other wealth building strategy that you know so far. Crypto, don't even talk to me about crypto. Here today, gone tomorrow. One day, my crypto investing friends are in a great mood. The next day, they're in a terrible mood, and the rest of them are confused. Forex, same story. Stocks, it's like giving away your money to have someone else manage and manipulate companies in order to figure out. And by the way, if you're a holder of WorldCom stocks, Enron stocks, I can't tell you that it is legalized gambling. Wall Street, Washington, they're all in on it. Big business is all in on it, and you're the last to know. So it's very difficult to invest straight in stocks. And I'm going to show you something that's a lot like real estate, the go-to asset for the wealthy that the wealthy have been investing for centuries, since kings and queens. And the neat thing is that this method that I want to share with you now, we do it without risks, without headaches, without special skills required to participate in this investment strategy. What am I talking about? I'm talking about precious metals, another hard asset. And if you're familiar with investing, you know that hard assets are a great hedge against inflation. Hard assets don't evaporate in the middle of the night. And hard assets have been used as part of investment portfolios, again, since the beginning of time, just like real estate, going all the way back to the kings and the queens and the pharaohs and the Pharisees, you name it. This is monetary and money at its essence. By the way, I'm going to show you how to do this all with or without your existing income. A lot of people say it takes money to make money, but that's not always true. I want to introduce to you today America's first and only precious metal income system. You see, at MWR, precious metals aren't just a way to store value, which is how most people do it conventionally. We're going to show you how to put them to work. Remember, I said a lot just like real estate. I'm going to show you how to take precious metals and create passive income. And yes, this is exclusively here to MWR. Your precious metals work actively, not just sitting and waiting for appreciation, but imagine if you could have your precious metals create passive monthly income just like real estate. So precious metals leasing. Never heard of it before. I didn't either until MWR. This is your opportunity to earn 1.5%, 2% monthly. That's 24% annually. How does that compare with your typical 0. nothing percent savings account, your 2 to 3, maybe 4% if you're lucky, CD right now? You can benefit from the asset appreciation of gold, silver, platinum. It's tangible. It's liquid, easily saleable, easily tradable. These are real assets that you own. Again, no headaches, no special skills, no watching ticker tapes and having expensive equipment just to track what you're doing. All you have to do, click to buy, click to earn, get paid. That's it. Of course, I have to tell you that past performance does not guarantee future results. That should be known without having to be said, but we have to say it. Fixed monthly returns, regardless of whether the market in precious metals is going up or down. Just like rents, the rent is the rent every single month, 12 months out of the year. Whether the real estate went up or down last month, a landlord isn't concerned about the market value when his cash flow comes in. Now, remember, people say it takes money to make money. You see, our system creates it. How do we say that? There's no need to drain your savings. There's no second job required. There's no guessing or, thrown to the wolves, do it yourself strategies. No financial expertise required. MWR, their wealth system is an expert driven, expert backed, and self funding. Now you tell that to a sophisticated entrepreneur investor that you know of an investment that is self-funding, you'll get their attention. And this is one great way to build a referral network. You see, if you don't have the money to buy precious metals, that's not even a problem. MWR offers you 3 methods to fund and grow your precious metals portfolio without having to sacrifice your current income or lifestyle. Number one, we're going to show you how to shift the income that you're already making away from the banks, the tax collector, big business. We're going to show you how to reclaim the money you're already spending, just keep more of it without any sacrifices, without giving up any level of services, and no change to your diet either. We're also going to show you how to create new and immediate income streams. And how about residual income streams? Those are you build them once, but they keep going over and over. When I look at investments, having been in the real estate business for all these years, if I have to work every month for that to earn that money over and over again, I'm not half as interested as I am in acquiring assets now, like precious metals, but especially real estate, that I know that I do the work once, I find it, I fix the property, I lease the property, and then I just go home and rest and collect the checks. The beautiful thing about that is now I can, if I don't want to go, and take it easy, I'll go out and do it again, and then layer income upon income upon income. And the third way is leverage. Oh, there's that word again. Multiply your results, accelerate your results using vetted, proven experts, experts in their own field. You can't be a master of all the fields, right? They say, a jack of all trades, master of none. Here we have individual experts known nationwide that help multiply your results using their expertise, their teams, their networks, and best of all, OPM, other people's money. That's right. Starting with Shift, more money back. Our experts, we have, and when you're a member of MWR, you have speed dial access, 24/7 access to accounting information. You have questions about should you start as an LLC or as a C Corp or as an S Corp. You have questions about what is a deduction, what is not a deduction. You're wondering how many exemptions to take on your taxes. You no longer have to worry about the meter ticking and how much per hour the accountants and the bookkeepers are going to spend. In fact, our accountants will even help you to do your taxes. They'll even look at your last 3 years prior taxes. Prior to you joining MWR, you can have your taxes analyzed to see if you left money on the table. That's what I'm talking about, shifting money back to you. Do you know that the average member, we've got thousands of members across the country, the average member saves between $700 and $2,000 per month. Yes, per month. Now, of course, individual results may vary, and it depends on what your spending habits are. But if you bring your information to the experts and let them analyze it, they will make the recommendations and show you how to put more money back into your pocket. Where does $700 to $2,000 come from? It comes from eliminating debt. How about speeding up, paying off a mortgage in 1/2 to 1/3 the time? How about reducing your taxes? Like I was talking, instead of paying 20 to 30%, what if you were only paying 5 to 10% or even less? What if you had experts on your team that will negotiate your bills on your behalf, that will lower your monthly expenses for typical things like car insurance, like cell phone bills, like cable bills? Now, here's something that was very near and dear to my heart. And one of the reasons why the real estate show and my real estate business originally came to MWR is because they also have an expert credit restoration department. I talk all the time about how a 600 credit score is a liability, but an 800 credit score is an asset. When you have an 800 credit score, you get offers that people below 800 will never even see. 0 interest for 12 months, 24 months. I've even seen as long as 48 months. I've seen them say 1,000, 500,000, 2,000, and sometimes more cash once you use their credit card at 0% interest. Why? Because banks and lenders love 800 credit score borrowers. That's how they want to build their portfolios. On the other hand, less than a 700, my friends, you're paying a premium for them to lend money to you. They make most of their money on the backs of the people with under a 700 credit score. And that's why having this as an included, people will pay thousands of dollars to have their credit repaired. And I'm going to show you how to get it absolutely for free, built in to our MWR. Healthcare, health insurance has become so expensive. And also another major expense for many families, sometimes becoming prohibitively expensive. And I'm going to show you also how to get daily purchase discounts because of MWR. So that's shifting your money back to you. Our experts doing the work, you enjoy the results, but because you're part of the network. Also, we talked about earning multiple streams of income. And by the way, not paid weekly, not paid bi-weekly, not even paid monthly, paid daily. And this is important. And remember I said when about referring, we refer movies, restaurants, doctors, and other services that we use. When we see a good thing, we talk about it. We do that naturally. It's human nature. And it's a good thing, right? Because we would much rather work with or do something with somebody that's been referred than have to look it up on the internet and guess and hope and pray. What if simply by referring others to MWR, the daily money conversation that happens anyway, what if you were able to generate additional income? You remember, experts are doing the work. All you're doing is referring the business, and you start generating residual income from each and every one of those referrals that joins MWR just like you. And once you've referred to 12 people who are out there also referring, we'll call them team members right now, you could earn up to $600 per month every single month. For most people, that'll pay most of their utilities. Maybe it'll pay their rent or a good portion of it. It's definitely a car payment for many people. Imagine $600 that you didn't have coming in, work that you didn't have to do, but simply because you shared. And in today's world of influencers and affiliates, this is the way the economy is growing today, whether you like it or not. And you're going to do it anyway, why not get paid? As that group grows, if you had 36 folks out there that you referred that are now out there referring, 36 to 90 team members generates anywhere between $1,500 to $3,000 month in, month out. Now we're talking about mortgage level income. And as that grows, and whether it grows quickly or over time, you could easily get to a 6-figure a year income. No more bosses. At least you have the option, whether you want to fire your boss or not. But it certainly gives you a lot of options. This is income that pays repeatedly, over and over, month by month, for your members, for your team. And that's the way that this grows. This is how you accelerate and multiply your income. I'm not going to go into depth in this today, but I just want to tell you that this is just one of 7 of the income streams. This is the monthly residual. We call it our luxury residuals, that with as few as 3 team members that you have referring business out there, 2 memberships that you referred into the company, you would be paid $5 a day. That's $150 times 30. And I know some of you are saying that, big deal. I'll be honest with you that $5 a day doesn't move the needle for me either. That's like having an extra cup of coffee. Great. That's maybe like getting treated to a cup of coffee a day. But for me, it was about proof of concept. When that amount of money electronically transferred into my account every single day at a few minutes after 5. Sometimes it's 5:04, sometimes it's 5:06. At every day after 5 o'clock, I get a text message saying that your daily residual income has been deposited into your electronic account. And that's the beautiful thing. You get paid daily. It's a daily reminder that I should be referring this over and over. But as I mentioned before, if you have now, instead of 3, have 12 team members, Now you're receiving $20 a day into your account. That's 20 times 30, $600 a month. That's $7,300 just for referring. And I could have just referred the three who referred three. That's 12 right there. So there's so many different ways to grow your team that it begins to happen and gain momentum. 36 people, that's $50 a day. Imagine $50 a day just automatically deposited into your account. That's $1,500 a month. You know, that's almost what the average Social Security check is today in America, somewhere between $1,600 and $1,800 every month. You could generate this in as little as 90 days or faster, but you can generate this simply by referring a great service that you got. Now, I'm not going to go into all of the different income sources, but know that there are 7. And those other income sources can easily equal or surpass the luxury residuals, but there's nothing like having a daily amount deposited into your account, kind of like a salary for work that somebody else is doing. So you benefit from multiple people's efforts. Remember, J. Paul Getty, I would rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own. Well, what if you had $5 from the efforts of 100 people? What if you had $5 from the efforts of 1,000 people every single day? This is what's possible when you build and grow your network. So speaking about leverage, let's talk about the bank's money. The wealthy don't just use their money. In fact, often they don't. More often they don't than they do. They use not only their money, but they use the bank's money. They use other people's money. They raise capital. They do a number of different things. Now, MWR also has a financing program. It's called our Fundable 360. Our Fundable 360 program will get you a minimum of $50,000 in guaranteed, ongoing, unsecured business funding. No collateral required, no personal guarantees. And this is where I want to pause for a second. This is what caught, again, my attention. You see, I know a lot about personal credit being in the real estate and mortgage business. But I knew that there was also a credit extended to companies. But it became clear to me that there's a personal credit score and there's also a business credit score. And you and I could have both, and they are both unrelated. So I can literally double my borrowing capacity by having a business and a personal credit profile. The credit on the business side doesn't affect my personal, and the personal doesn't affect my business. So it's two independent. It's getting access, and this is what the wealthy do. No personal credit risk, no collateral. And this program, which has been recognized in Forbes magazine, Inc. 500, Entrepreneur magazine, is recognized as one of the premier business funding systems in the country. So this is also part of your MWR system. And that's why we call it a complete and self-funding wealth building system. We're shifting your existing income, giving you a savings of $700 to $2,000 a month. We're showing you how to earn anywhere between $150 a month all the way down up to $450,000 a month. You know, the first time I saw that, and I saw that chart that I showed you a few slides ago, I looked at that and I said, that's interesting that the average person could earn athletes type money simply by referring people and building their own nest egg. We talk about the leverage, not only through efforts, but also through guaranteed funding. We talked about the freedom that having passive residual income affords you when you have assets earning for you and it's not you actively working for the money. Savings, income, funding, and assets all in one ecosystem, all under one roof, which is why I got that concept, that big giant Costco warehouse that I can buy anything from clothes to food to tires. When it comes to financing, this is a category of one company. It is a industry shifting, groundbreaking company in a category of one. But you see, that's not all. I started off by talking to you about how AI is changing the world. I want you to meet Alex. Alex is our own AI built into our membership, into our system. You now get your own MWR virtual business assistant. Now, why is this interesting? Well, first of all, number one, now you're going with the market, high tech leverage. We're going to give you support instead of replacing you. What we're going to do is we're going to give you instant knowledge. Any questions that people have had about MWR has already been programmed into Alex. You have a question? Let me ask Alex. You have a doubt? Let's ask Alex. Hey, I have a question about accounting. Let's ask Alex. If I want to tell people about what the benefits are of being a member of MWR, let's ask Alex. And so Alex is AI powered. She's available tirelessly 24 hours a day, all 7 days a week, all 365 days a year, and in multiple languages. So you got a market near you that speaks Spanish. Alex speaks Spanish. You got other languages. Alex speaks multiple languages, delivering real-time answers 24/7. By the way, you can even give somebody the link to your Alex, and people can ask questions 24/7, your business operating with or without you being present. Your prospects, your customers, your team partners working for you. There's no more waiting, no more guessing, no more long periods of training. If you really think about this, what a revolutionary business this is. No more learning before you can start earning. Just clarity, confidence, technology, and support anytime via click, call, or chat, either way you want. So I hope I've made my point. All the leverage that you'll ever need. If you've ever thought about starting a business, I wouldn't start a business any other way. Everything put together. It's kind of like a franchise, a 100% IRS compliant business in a box. Start today. Everything's done. There's no long planning periods. You got your built-in accounting and expertise behind you, experts who help you keep and protect the money you make, a community of driven, income producing entrepreneurs, all working together to accelerate using multiple people's effort and Alex's 24 hours a day effort as well. OPM, other people's money, leverage, like we talked about before. Then we talked about the technology. And now this is how you build assets. If you come in with $2 in your wallet and that's all you have, we're going to show you how to create more. If you come in with a bunch of assets, we're going to show you how to make those assets generate more income, give you better leverage, protect them more. We have trusts in our system. We have all sorts of expertise, all available to you for one monthly flat fee amount. And you're probably wondering, after all of this stuff, after everything that I've told you, you're probably thinking, how is this going to be affordable? You've literally talked about savings of $700 to $2,000 a month. You've talked about building wealth, building thousands of dollars, saving thousands of dollars. Well, here it is. Getting started is actually very simple, just like joining Costco. You become a member. Option number one is the membership only, and it costs $159.95. I asked a friend of mine, hey, if I showed you a teller machine that you didn't have to do any work, you just have to put in $159 into the teller machine and it'll spit out between $700 and $2,000 a month. How many times would you do that? And they said, all day, every day, 7 days a week. Here's a company that's going to show you how to save more money of the money you're already making. It's going to show you how to earn more money. It's going to show you how to build assets. It's going to show you by giving you vetted, proven, nationwide experts, and also 24/7 Alex. There's no special fees, no setup charges, no contracts, and it includes your spouse or one other person living at your address, your domestic spouse, your regular spouse, your child, two people living at the same address get the same amount of benefits, all of the benefits for only $159. But here's where it gets more interesting. If you see the business aspect of this, like I did, then what you're going to do is you're going to choose option 2, which is the business and the membership. For the same $159 a month, plus a just one time setup fee of $100, you now get all of those 7 business income streams. You get all the full income and protection, the membership benefits and access, but you also get business systems like a outward marketing website, beautiful, professional. You may have already seen it by the person that showed you this presentation tonight. You also have a back office website, accounting, tracking, all of your referrals and everything done electronically, technologically cutting edge. And on top of that, there's training. There's training in the back office. There's training live, done literally 7 days a week. All the support that a brand new business owner wouldn't normally get out there in the regular world. But here, it's all built in, packaged up, proven. This is not buying a business. This is licensing a business. This is buying an ongoing existing franchise for literally $100 one-time investment. And so for me, it was a no-brainer, an easy choice to make. You probably had spent that last weekend and have little or nothing to show for it. Now you have a business opening up the door to hundreds of tax deductions and all sorts of other benefits. And this is where you get to choose. Start where you're comfortable, upgrade anytime that you like. And by the way, how about if I showed you how to make the membership free, or maybe make it pay for itself? If you'll remember, number 1, I showed you how to make $150 just by having 3 team members helping you to refer. I can also tell you that if you bring in 3 memberships, simply by saying, listen, I have this membership, you should check it out too. 3 memberships, and your membership fee is waived as long as you have 3 memberships on the books. Now, you're not going to stop at 3 memberships, but I'm just telling you, get to 3 as fast as you can, and you may not even make your second monthly payment. Refer and maintain 3 active members and make your membership free. Next, business owners can also do that. First of all, the same thing applies to memberships. Get 3 memberships, your membership is free as well. But if you start building a team, 3 business owners, just like you decided to do, and maintain 1 active member, that's where the $5 starts. $5 a day times 30 is $150 a month. Basically, you have a self-funded business. And if you've made it free, now you're actually earning $150 a month for a business that costs you absolutely nothing. This is how the wealthy do it. This is how momentum is created. And so this brings me right now to the point of a decision, right? And you got to ask yourself, and these are very pointed questions. Number 1, do I want a faster and smarter way to build wealth without risk? And who wouldn't answer yes to that question? And number 2, do I want more time and money to do what I love with the ones that I love the most? And I suspect that the reason that you're here tonight is it's something I said, about something this company does, sparked your interest to learn a little bit more about it. But if either answer is yes, you have to agree with me that your decision is already made. And as my grandmother used to say, now that you know better, it's time to do better. You see, there's no perfect time. There's only now, or there's later. And later always costs you more in time, more in money, and leverage and compounding time that you never get back. So what are the next steps, Eric? Well, number 1 is contact the MWR director. That's the team leader that we talked about. Contact that person and join them and have a 3-way call. You, them, with Alex, because if your team leader doesn't know the answer, guess who does? Alex. Number 2, choose your path. Decide whether membership or the business ownership is right for you. And then here's the most important. Plug into the system. Use the training and all the things that are involved in your back office. Number 1. Number 2, leverage the people. We have built a community of entrepreneurs and positive, growth-oriented individuals that are building this business simply by referring and helping other people to do better. Because when you know better, it's time to do better, not only for yourself, but to help everyone else out there. So on behalf of all of the team and all of our community, I want to be the first to welcome you to MWR, Make Wealth Real, where lifestyle and legacy connect. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for attending.
Hey, Eric,
Yes.
someone just joined the meeting. I didn't catch his name, but I let him in. You want to just tell him where he can go to the next meeting that starts at 8 o'clock?
Um, Actually, they want to get back with the person who gave them this link
Well
because
said.
remember, they'll have their own special link. Whether it's, I know that Deborah knows where to go, but if Carlos and I recognize that name, and I believe that Carlos has that link already.
Excellent way of doing it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, gentlemen and ladies, have a great night. Just remember that this is now going to be a regular at 7 p.m. It used to be at 8:30 p.m. And come next week, you're going to see something a little bit different, a little bit unique, but also very exciting and informative on our Wednesday. And we've got training 7 days a week. We've got this presentation, by the way, which you'll see the corporate version in just a few at 8 p.m. at the top of the hour. But we have different trainings Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Coming up, we're adding a new one on Thursday. We've got a whole bunch of training on Saturdays from our book club that right now we are reading together as entrepreneurs, the 12-hour work week, a phenomenal book. For me, it's made some incredible improvements in my own productivity. We get to discuss that with other entrepreneurs. Then following that, we have a business opportunity presentation, and that's followed by an agent and team training all about that. So that being said, I'm going to wrap it up there. I want to say thank you. Thank you, Deborah, for posting about our 7 p.m. Also, she also put up the information about my radio show. So I hope you will enjoy tonight's presentation and meet us back here. When something this good comes along, you're going to probably want to see it more than once because you'll see more each time that you see it. I've been told that you have to see something 7 times for you to fully get it. But no matter what, I look forward to seeing you at one of our next events. Thanks again and have a great night.